Hello, everyone. Dr. Nell here. I am coming to you live from the Alabama Mega Conference. So, shout out to all Alabamans out there. We are so grateful to be here in Alabama, and I am talking to you today about the Big Sky Literacy Summit. We have launched the session program this week, and I always like to introduce you to the session program and just get you excited for the experience at the base of Lone Peak. And Big Sky Resort in the Big Sky Literacy Summit. Language is everything this year. So I'm just going to dive right into the program and get you acquainted with what you will be learning at Big Sky this year. Because also something we talk about oftentimes with my team at Transformative Reading Teacher Group is that consistency compounds, right? So the more we hear something, the more we learn something, then the more likely we are to turn it into action, because this is about daily efforts towards transformation. And we're all on a journey to transforming the lives of the students we teach, the teachers we serve, the communities we serve. And as leaders in this work, it is our job to grow and transform on a daily set of actions. So let's look at this. We have a leadership track. We have a census systems and implementation track. We have a mentor series track, language screening and assessment, early foundation. So if you are out there in kind of a birth to 8 space, that is always going to hit home for you. And then the biggest track we have is for teaching oral and written language. Oh, wait, it says just language. Yep. We are focusing on language the whole summit. It's called the Language is Everything Summit for a reason. We're in for impact this year around the understanding of what language is, how to screen it, how to design interventions and intervene for the sake of building oral language in respect of building the reading brain. So we're going to talk about that. The pink strand is really tying us back to that piece that Dr. Perry will do on what is called Transformation Day. So here's Transformation Day. You are going to meet some incredible human beings on stage this day. This is a main stage event. Everything's a keynote. It's all highly impacting. And our teachers are Altheria Caldera, Francine Spang Willis, Tim Odegaard, myself, Terry, and Teresa, my amazing team members. Bruce Perry, he's really the main stage event this day. He wrote that amazing book with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, but his life story prior to that is 500 academic publications. He's really an influencer for change around mental health and well-being for our students, for our parents, for us. And he'll have some conversations around trauma, resilience, and healing on this day. At the end of this day, we have a moonshot experience. Yes, a moonshot experience. There's an incredible school district in Florida, Indian River. They will be in the house at Big Sky to share their story and that evening. And their story is exemplified in a series of videos, not just videos, movies that will be eventually on Netflix in a series. And it's a 15-year journey. And I think it's really a meaningful story because they moved to fifth in the state of Florida. And they came from a long ways behind. So I really think that will be a powerful moment if your big system, if your superintendents, leaders really looking to see what were the levers for change for a school district to really move the needle, and what could we do? And they're asking us to join them in a cohort to learn together and grow together. And that is the beginning of that experience. Then we dive into grand rounds, the 7th and 8th. There are 4 grand rounds. They're all focusing on language, from language is everything to language screening to instruction to the language brain. And finally, we will dive into the language instruction for all, which will be inclusive of explicit systematic instruction in language and inclusive of our MLL learners. And we have an incredible panel built out on that day. I'm going to scroll down to it just so you can see it right here at the bottom at 150 with Elsa Cardenas Hagen, Claude Goldenberg, Maya Goodall, and Antonio Fierro. They'll be talking about language instruction for all as we relate to our MLL learners across the nation. So then we finish out with another breakout on the language brain, and our closing with Sonia Cabal at Florida Center for Reading Research, really doing an instructional session on building language and knowledge through content-rich classroom conversations. The final day is going to be a culmination of our first 3 days of learning. It's a half day. We're going to talk about what if we know all this information that is coming to light about the language brain, early oral language screening, early oral language instruction, and what if we considered new models? Yep, that would be expanding on the simple views, Hollis Scarborough's reading rope, and we have some great researchers and thinkers to help us think further. So Dr. Hugh Katz, Charles Hume, Maggie Snolling, Julie Washington are all going to help us dive into that. And then Tiffany Hogan's going to kick off the Implementation Science Symposium, where you're going to hear 3 case studies of implementing this work in schools at scale and making a difference. So that will be closed out with an incredible session with some very venerable and kind and humble women in the field, Dr. Louisa Moats, Professor Maggie Snolling, Dr. Ann Kaiser, Julie Washington, Elsa Cardenas-Hagen, talking about reflections and lessons learned over the years as we've gone from the whole language perspective to language is everything. And that will be the closer, the capstone. So welcome to the Big Sky Literacy Summit. We are so grateful that you've made this choice and that we will see you in the mountains of Montana very soon. And just remember, we don't make you pick or select sessions priorly. We just ask that you show up eager to learn and transform, and we will be ready to teach. All right. So we will see you in Montana on August 5th. That's when we open registration, and August 6th for Transformation Day. Until then, keep enjoying summer.